All right, hello everybody. It's Crypto CJ's Trade of the Day. Today's the Monday night Zoom call. I've got a few people on board, mostly from CryptNation, and feel free to chime in whenever you guys have questions. Go ahead and with the screen share and go over to Altcoin Alert, which I just had up. All right, let's try that again. You guys seeing Altcoin Alert?
Not yet.
All right. Okay, how about now?
There you go.
All right. So
yeah,
I have a lot more action today on Altcoin Alert than I did last Monday, so that's good news. And I can start with this very first coin here. I've sorted this based on the 1 hour projection right here. And the first thing that comes, now there. All right, that's what I want. Origin Protocol, OGN. I love this coin. I've traded this probably 20 or 30 times last year, and it never let me down. So when I saw this pop up #1 on the on my first sort of the day with Altcoin Alert, I was excited. So, and what I'm looking for is I've got this upper 6.85%. So I think it's got room to move up that high. It's also got fire under trading activity and social activity. And this morning it had neutral under AA score, which is about the third or fourth thing I look at. So with that in mind, let's go over to the OGN chart. And actually, I didn't need to do that. I just need to go here. All right, you guys seeing this chart okay?
Yep.
All right, good. So I'm gonna go to the day chart. And I had this marked up with Fibonacci retracement stuff, but I'm gonna pull that for now. But I want you to pay attention to, see where this coin was trading over the summer. It was all the way up to past 60 cents in August. And then it started a slow decline all throughout the fall. And then now it's starting to work its way back up. I think these are the coins that have the most potential to move during this bull run. Because people are going to get tired of paying $46,000, $47,000 for Bitcoin. They're going to start looking at altcoins. That's why we talk about alt season. But a lot of the altcoins are at or near or beyond all-time highs as well. So people are going to start looking around for alternatives to the alternatives. And I think a coin like OGN that has been around for a while, it's not brand new. It's this is the week chart. So it's been around since January of last year on Binance, and probably traded on other exchanges before that. But here we can see it has room to move, probably back up to 60 cents, like Bryce always says. Price has memory. So how does that help us today? Well, I know in the back of my mind this can go up that high. I mean, it's obviously not going to happen today, but it has room to move. So I traded this morning. I caught it at 8 o'clock at 28.40. So up in this trend here, I got this little move, 7 or 8% in, about a half an hour. That's the stuff I love as a day trader. Now I know in Altcoin Alert and, specifically the CryptNation, they talk about longer term trading, and that's fine. I do some holds as well through, different accounts and stuff, but I'm primarily a day trader, and that's why I like Altcoin Alert, because it can alert me to potential day trades, things like this. So anyway, I'm in and out of this coin. It rises nicely all the way up here to 35 cents, and now it's dropping again. So I think this is going to have potential. If this starts to curve up again, punches through this SMA line, this might be a good candidate to, to pop for another 5 to 10% tonight or tomorrow. So this is good stuff in my mind. Anybody have any questions about OGN before I move on?
Is it on Binance US?
Probably not.
It's on crypto.com.
Okay. Yeah, I trade almost exclusively on Binance International through a VPN. It's the best day trading platform. The downside is, it's foreign, and probably most of us on this call are Americans. So if they get shut down by wherever they are in Asia, then we have no recourse. So that's the risk you take when you trade on a foreign exchange. So, but other than that, it's awesome. So that's my two
Another thing that
satoshis.
you might look at on those type of trades, if you would like to go a little bit longer because it has potential pump, those are called breakout sessions. And if you would go back to your daily chart or weekly chart,
I'll go daily.
you can just kind of see the cup of the,
Yeah.
see what you're seeing there is a cup of a trade. So you start where we had the downtrend with that long red candle clear on the left. Could be for, yeah, where it really had the price action.
Like
where,
over here.
yeah, go, yeah, okay. There you started the price momentum going down for retracement. And so it lost its momentum. And then you have what's called this curvature. So when it comes back up and you see that big candle that traded for, how much did it go for that on the day chart?
Right now or before?
Yeah, how much was that trade today?
Today it got up to 35 cents.
Okay, but the percentage on the candle?
Oh. Yeah, 50%.
Okay.
Right? Is that right?
So,
50%?
yeah, it's crazy. These things were really nuts today. So what happens is when you have, and this is called the teacup, when you have a big curve like that, then it probably will come back and retrace, and it'll have what's called a little handle. And then when it has that handle, then it will just jump up. So that when you're talking about it was at 60, the likelihood for it to return there is huge.
Yeah, that's why I'm so excited about this coin, to see it
Yes, so
show up
right.
in my, in my databases again. It was over on iCoinPro's buddy coin crawler as well. So yeah, good stuff here on OGN. For those of you who don't know Connie, she was on last week. She and I have known each other for over a year, and she is an encyclopedia of crypto knowledge. So I'm more of a day trader. She's more of a, what are you now? Are you like a swing trader now, or what would you say?
I like the day activities because right now with the momentum, I woke up in my wallet and I had over $1,658 in profit from yesterday.
Sweet.
And we all start from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that the market has just been such a friend, and with this pump and the whole thing about Bitcoin and Elon Musk making such a huge commitment following Michael Saylor, the market's just strong.
Yeah. It's a good time to be a crypto trader. So
Absolutely.
I've had to really do different things with my evaluations. Like we were talking last week, like Connie said, it's hard to find a 1, 2, 3 dip anymore. So.
Well, that's why you need to learn the breakouts, because we're going to be into price discovery on these trends. And so a lot of times, if you don't go back far enough to understand where we've come from and why the magic is still there, because we're now coming back to where it was, and then it will then go to price discovery when it moves beyond that original, what you say, 60 cents?
Right. Right. So yeah, so coins that are past their all-time high, those are the ones that are in price discovery. And then something like this that has a history, these are the ones that I'm more interested in, but they're, again, harder to find. So with what I'm doing with Altcoin Alert is looking for more of the trend trading that Connie's describing. And then with my iCoinPro, I'm looking for more dip trades. But let's see if we can find anything else on Altcoin Alert. All right, I did look at this BitTorrent earlier today, and it was pumping like crazy. So let's check that one out.
It's been a good one to trade in the past too. It's got a history.
Yeah, here it is on the day chart. And you can go to even the week chart, and you
There
have
you
to
go.
go back all the way to,
See your teacup again?
but there you go, yeah.
Mhm.
So how high is
That's
this gonna go? That's the question.
Well, what it's going to do with that big pump like that, it's going to have a retest. And a
Mhm.
retest is very, very healthy, guys. A retest gives you what the market's really going to support in the pump. So if it comes back and makes just a little handle retrace, and then it just continues on its price discovery. So yeah, it's all good.
So on the 5-minute chart, what you might want to look for is something to
There you
drop.
go.
Pardon?
There you go. You're starting
Yeah.
that second handle. So your price discovery is getting strong. That's really good. No pump.
So it's dipping a bit. You might want to get in somewhere in this range. You know, even on the 5-minute chart showing the, you know, probably a 10%. Yeah, you know, over 9% just from where we are now to retrace to where it was like an hour, you know, half an hour, an hour ago. So this is the kind of thing you can do, you know, with the information you get here. All right. Any questions on BitTorrent before we move on to look at another coin? All right, let's see what else we got here. This is the 1 hour projected range search. Looked at now BFT. I don't know what that is. BTHO. I did trade this a week or two ago and had a nice result with it. The upper isn't really high enough. So at this point, I would probably bail on this search. Go over here to trading activity.
Can you talk a little bit about the numbers and what they mean, what their relevance is? I have a base understanding, but I probably know less about Altcoin Alert than many of you.
Okay, so which numbers? You mean the
Upper and lower, and those I assume those are the key figures you're looking at.
right, and yeah, I think it's the upper is what the software is predicting of where it could go within an hour. And the lower, you know, the opposite direction, and this middle value is the average of the two.
Got it. Is the actual
Our bull
number?
market is so strong that I don't care about these values right here. I care about this one.
Right.
So those are the ones I've been looking at lately. I don't know how long, you know, I'll continue to have success with this search, or this sort, but it's been really good for about a week to 10 days. So it's been that one and then this one here at the trading activity. And there's quite a bit of overlap, but sometimes this will bring up newer coins that I haven't looked at yet. I'm looking for, you know, fire or thumbs up under trading activity and social activity, and at least a neutral or better on the AA score. So I did this one today, EGLD or Elrond. Connie, didn't this used to be ERD and now it's EG?
It did, Bird.
Yeah, so
that is a magical project, guys. It is huge, and it's really going to take on a life of its own. Potentially can go up to $1,000 a coin.
yeah, what else do you know about that one, Connie?
Actually, they've had the founder as a guest, and they just rolled out the wallet, MAIAR, and it's the most user-friendly wallet, and it supports, and you can stake this coin on it. This is the reason it's pumping, and if you can imagine, it was $60 a couple days ago.
All right, I have traded this twice today.
Huge audience for it. And especially since they rolled out that wallet 4 days ago. Oh my gosh. Look at that, it's parabolic.
Yeah, it's just shooting up to the moon. And I had to apply a fib extender on it because it was, you know, in no man's land. It's had some really nice price action today too. I bought this at 179, sold it at 191. It took an hour and a half. I got about 7%. I'm back in at 163, you know, about an hour ago. And now I'm probably up in profit about 10 or 12% again. It's at 178.6. I'm looking for 182.75. And
it was up 48% this morning.
Yeah, and then it had this nice dip here. And my the alert I had set on the first buy and forgot to cancel went off, And that's how I knew to get back in. So anyway,
Yeah.
it's already moved up from this
Huge,
low,
huge project.
12% in.
They're expecting that wallet to have 1 billion customers globally, guys. I mean, I can't tell you the significance, and you need to kind of stay in touch with what that opportunity presents.
Yeah, so we'll be keeping an eye on this one
Yes.
as much as we can. The volume is nuts. It's 461 million. I saw that and I was thinking, it was about this time, not this time last year, but there were times in 2019 where Bitcoin wasn't trading at that high a volume. So so this project is definitely worth keeping an eye on. And like I said, I've traded it twice today. So okay.
Why is it listed as bearish? Is that because of its action over the past hour?
Yeah. And I ignore the short-term sentiment because I'll stay, even though I'm a day trader, but I'm a day trader, not an hour trader. So I don't mind staying in something for, for a day or two. So under the long-term sentiment, I like long-term sentiment better, which compares the 24 hours to the last 20 days.
Got it.
That's, I think, the longer score is usually the one that's more accurate. So.
Well, it peaked at 202. So once it has gone off that price point, then you're going to get a bearish signal.
Yeah. That makes sense too. So once it hits its high and it's, found a trading range where it's going back and forth, and if it's, on the downtrend, the bearish might show up.
Well, and the Fibonacci went below 236.
Ooh, that means
That's
it could
what
go to
happened.
382.
So yeah, so since it penetrated that, that's why I had it took on that bearish tone. But this is a coin that has a life on its own, guys.
All right, well then I'm selling. I'm out. Thanks, Connie.
Oh, you didn't have a fib on it?
No, I didn't fib this one. No, because it shot up so much that I didn't know how useful that would be. I did put an extender on it.
Yeah.
The hour chart. See, this is when I'm looking at something at an all-time high, then yeah, I can show you guys how to do this. Delete this one. So I look for where the range starts. Looks like it's right about here. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. And you can find the fib extender over here on TradingView, the Fibonacci tools. I've got a star next to mine. It's on my toolbar. So I'm going to clip the trend-based fib extension. Grab this right about here. I've got my mouse pressed down. We're going to look for the closing candle and its wick. This one is what I was looking at this morning. Now it's this one. If I let go, then I drag, well, I click actually, and I drag it down again to where I started. It's on the line to where I started, and I get this value here. And what I'm usually looking for is this 1.272 value, which gives me the value of 227.806. So that's gives me somewhere I think it can go after it's hit an all-time high. But since this one has hit a high and it's dropped, this isn't entirely relevant to this, since this has dropped. But if we were, if we were right here, then, it would make more sense to use this. But anyway, so that's it on EGLD. Let's see what else we can find. Any other questions on that before I move on?
On the fib extender, how far forward do you go for that third point?
It just matches to where you start.
Right, in the price range, but how about your range forward from your second point?
Here you can drop straight down or sideways. It doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter, okay.
As long as you're on the line with that first point.
Got it.
Yeah, see, it's going to give you the same value no matter where you are sideways.
Okay.
So.
Is it, CJ, would you only use that when the coin is just going up? Like in this scenario, since it went down, you wouldn't use it?
Correct. I have seen other traders use it in between, like from this point here to maybe this point here. And then you could use use it for a retrace. I just would rather look where the candles have been, but I have seen somebody do this before. All right. So we have Luna's bearish on the AA. Holochain hot. You ever traded this coin, Connie? Holochain or hot?
You know, unfortunately, I got caught when I had to exit Binance.
I knew this was familiar.
Yeah, I got caught in that one. And it might be getting a life of its own, but it really hit the dust when the DeFi craze kind of took a breather. So I got caught with that in hyper cash. So I sold them short, unfortunately, but I only lost a couple $100, so it wasn't too bad.
Okay.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah, I brought it up just for fun.
Well, it's been retested because
Definitely.
You had your teacup and then had the handle. So you got a retest going. So you're going to breakout now on that one.
Yeah, this is July 19, so I don't know.
Well, see, you've got a recent teacup. If you go in the mid section of that.
On the week?
Yeah.
This one here? Or this one?
Yeah, you've got a teacup right there, the most recent one, then you've got the handle. So you're now in the breakout. So that's a good strong pattern that should follow through. Look at your volume candles, right, CJ? Look at the volume that's pumping that and that's supporting that coin right now.
Yeah, it's pumping.
It's pumping, right?
Let's see if there's an entry point on this. Our chart has dropped.
How about the
coin is worth has such a low value though. It's like 0.001.
That's just it. The problem with those is that when the market goes icky against you, those go first.
Yep.
Because they're the riskiest coins. They just don't have the market cap.
So it's in a squeeze, but it's trending up even though the candles are red.
Yeah.
There's a quick retrace for 3.6%. Another second level here where these guys are at 9%. I would probably pass on this, but maybe. Okay. Let's see. Let's look at Digibyte. I have traded this before, though it's been a month or two. Kind of like this, we're getting some higher highs. On the 5-minute chart, let's look at the day. Let's look at the overall picture. It started trading on Binance in July of 20, but I know it's been around a lot longer than that. But again, this is, we're in uncharted territory now with this coin. So this is one I put the fib extender on if I wanted to trade it. Maybe start like right about here.
What kind of volume is it trading on the exchange?
Let's check it.
Did you buy?
It's up 50% today. Some volume's over. It's almost 21 million, so pretty good.
That's really recent for that one. Oh
yeah. I think I took it off.
Everything's pumping today.
It's kind of hard to make a mistake today.
Yes.
So anyway, this is what I would consider with this one, with the fib extender. 1.272 is 0.05832. Maybe come in about halfway between where it is now and that value there, and that's probably what I would look at for an exit.
Would you be concerned about the fact that the RSI shows it's really oversold?
Not in this market, not so much. I use the RSI a lot to find dips, but I don't look at it that much.
Overbought?
Or overbought, yeah.
I know what you meant.
Oh, got it, okay.
Right. We're overbought territory here on the 1 hour chart. But, we could look at Bitcoin, and it's been, in here a lot. That's a 5 minute. On the 1 hour, it's been there for quite a while. So yeah, it's not the deal breaker it would be in, say a sideways market or a bull or a bear market.
Got it.
It's a good thing to look at, RSI, MACD, things like that. But again, they're just less important when you're doing this trend trading. That's almost entirely price action and momentum. So, okay, so we're done with Digibyte. And any other questions on this or any of the coins that we've gone through? I'm going to move over to iCoinPro's Buddy Coin Crawler next. All right. Let's refresh this. All right, this is a newer coin, LIT, L-I-T. I have no idea what this is. But a lot of times these newer coins show up in this search. I should probably explain for some of you who haven't been here before. This is iCoinPro. It's a day trading platform that I've trained on. And Connie, did you do much training on this?
I took all my core training on iCoinPro.
Okay, so this is where we learned day trading. We had another course called Crypto Trade Masters, which is sort of derivative of this. It's more specific. This program has training and then tools like this that'll help actually find trades. So that's why I like it. And I've sorted it from low to the SMA line. So that value is its 24-hour low. Let's just say that's here for an example. And then the SMA line says pink line here. So we're looking for high percentages in that situation. This goes all the way up to 15%. That's a really high value. That means the coin has room to move. The downside of this particular coin is if I look at the day chart, yeah, there's almost no history because it's new. It just started like a few days ago. So these are a little scary to me. But if you want to trade a newer coin, it did have a nice dip sequence here, but now it's pretty much out of it. A little bit of room to retrace back there, but I think the risk is not worth it. With the newness of the coin, it's almost back to where it was, and it's trending down. This is not something I'd be interested in, so get out of that one.
The one thing I would like to say, and I saw a comment, is that I had to be a sponge, and most of it sounded like a foreign language when I started.
Yeah.
Where am I? For heaven's sakes, this is so foreign, and I came in from finance. Mm-hmm. And just learning these terms, that if you can just be that sponge, and Bryce said the same thing when we signed up with CryptNation, is that we were just open to learning and just taking it in. And then all of a sudden it clicks. So if we're saying things that sounds a little techy or advanced, just be open to the fact that you will be there too. It wasn't that long ago that I started from scratch and just fell in love with it. And if you have a passion for it, you will connect.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And as a practical matter, if you want to learn something, if you watch a video like one of my videos or one of Bryce's videos or Justin Clark, who's the co-founder of iCoinPro, what I do is I watch it first and just watch it. Then the second time I watch it, I take notes, handwritten notes. And the third time I watch it, I take my handwritten notes, put it in a Word document with bullet points, and then that's how I remember. But that's what you have to do with a lot of the crypto knowledge if you're new, is go through it multiple times, and there's nothing wrong with that. Most of us have had to do it that way. So
just be the student.
yeah.
Because you will make mistakes. And the thing of it is you have to let go of the fear of making
Mhm.
mistakes because the market will move and you'll want like say, oh my gosh, I didn't want that. Well, we most of the time don't want it to go
Yeah.
that way, right?
Yeah,
But
and it moves a
yeah,
lot. That's why we're here.
it
'Cause-
does move. That's the
Yeah.
good news. It's not static, but that's normal. You want it to move because then you have opportunities for the price to improve and get profit. So if it didn't have the movement, we wouldn't have the opportunity. So take it as being normal and you welcome it and you want to see that it tests out that there is support for that price so it can advance. So this is all normal activity, just to breathe with it and let it tell you what it's saying, but not chase it.
Indeed. Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, the next one I want to look at is ANKR. I bought this morning
Did you?
and it's improving. I got in at 18625. Yeah, around here, and then it just went down and sideways. Did spike up here, but my exit's a little higher than that. I have as you can see, I've got an extender on this because at the time I was looking at it, this is a recent high for the coin. So I set my sell, somewhere in between where I was looking at it in the 1.272. I thought there might be a mental, mental block for some traders at 2 cents. So I set my sell slightly below that. Hasn't quite gotten there yet, but it should pretty soon. If it doesn't by tomorrow, and if it's still in this range, I'll probably just sell and make a little bit less than I was hoping to. So there's nothing wrong with doing that. Of course, the risk I take is that it plunges and you have to ladder buy. I've set my alert down here at 1.6745. That's about a 10% drop. So if that goes off, I'll have to ladder buy. And I've done a bunch of videos on ladder buying. We can talk about that later if you want, but it's just real quickly. It's buying at a lower position. That way you have the average is less, and your exit for profit is less than your first position would be. So it's like dollar cost averaging in stocks.
You are in profit, and how much?
Yeah, I'm up a little bit. 186.25. I'm up about 2.5%. So
Well, it looks like they've got some positive momentum starting to work with you as far as
Yeah.
cash coming in.
yeah, I think it's got potential. So
Yeah, I agree.
we were first starting, Connie, we would have been all over 2.5%.
We would, but it's all good. Whatever your comfort level is to start, and the biggest thing that they tell you is to learn to take profits.
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah,
Take profit and learn how to take profit, and then you can expand from there.
that leads me to something else too. We hear it all the time, and Frank, you and I have talked about this. Is don't agonize about taking profits and then the coin goes up another 10, 20, 30%. No one can tell the future, so all profit is good.
All profit is good.
Yep.
That's what they say. Preserve your capital. That's
Indeed. That's one of the best ways to do it. Okay, so ANKR is kind of putzing along. See if we can find something else. I've not traded this coin before. I don't think it's new. I think it's one of those that have recently pumped. The Reef coin. What could this be about?
Oh, there is a lot of narrative on that on DeFi.
Okay. What do you know, Connie?
I've never traded it either, but there's just a lot of on Twitter, and there's a lot of interest in it. Let me see what the market's trading.
This is newer than I thought. Okay, I was confusing it with something else. So this has been around since December, so going on 6 weeks, late December. So we don't have quite the price action I would like. The interesting thing though, it is trending up on the day chart from the always, what they all seem to do is when they get a Binance listing is plunge up and then, or shoot up, then plunge down. Let's look at the hour.
Well, see, it doesn't have a market cap either, but it did trade at 76 million today.
That's
volume.
it's really good volume.
Yeah, you can look at your volume candles and look at the strength of that activity.
Yeah. So I'm not seeing an obvious entry point here. I think if you get a couple candles trending up, might be able to catch this for.
Well, look at your MACD. Have you? Let's talk about your MACD. What's happening with your MACD on that?
All right.
Where is it? It's open. Coming through your histogram, right?
True. True. You know, I think you probably use both, but I tend to look at candle action more than I do look at MACD and RSI, but and MACD is here and RSI is here.
It's a confirmation. Candles are first. You're absolutely right. It's the lead.
Yeah, and the reason, you know, Connie and I have been through some advanced candle training, and candles are what's the word, happening at the same time.
That's your leading indicator.
Yeah. And then these indicators, RSI and MACD, are lagging, so they're a little behind the times, but they can't confirm, you know, what the candles are telling us. So they're important, but I think they're secondary to candle action. But other traders would swear by the RSI and the MACD. So, you know, to each his own, whatever works for you. Ideally, they all line up, and those are the trades you jump on and go in, you know, bigger than usual. So a lot of the things I showed you on Altcoin Alert, I would go in at half to maybe 2/3 of my usual amount, because, you know, they're towards the top of their trading range or even all-time highs. That gives me, you know, I've got some money budgeted in my account to ladder buy if I need. So kind of on the fence on this one. So
Is the 20 starting to cross over the 50 on your MAs?
Yeah, I've got the 20 is.
Because it's gone above your 20, right?
Yeah, the 20 is orange. Okay,
so it's going to cross over the 50. When it crosses over the 50, then you're going to be positive value again.
That's true. So that's something to, you know, keep this chart open for a while. All right. And Connie's talking about moving averages. So this one here, the SMA line, and then the green one is the 99-day on my chart. Most people use 100 or 200. I think Bryce uses a 200. I don't have that one on my chart, but because I, you know, trade shorter time frames, and then this orange one here is a 20-day.
Well, here's the challenge, guys. We were taught 1, 2, 3 dip, right? And that's really a classic of getting in when you see that the red candle has broken through the lower Bollinger. It's green candle broken back up, red candle broken back down, green up, red down. So you get those 3 signals. And that then is a crossover as a confirmation that the market trend for a downward trend is now reversing and going into an upward trend. But when we're getting into these markets that's as active as it is, it's going to be harder and harder to find those patterns. So in finding these patterns, then we're going to need to learn alternate signals and crossing over moving average one over the other. It says confirmation that market is now accepting this higher price of the 20 versus the 50, and that's a powerful signal.
Right. And here's I traded this today. ADA up, but I knew it had a 1, 2, 3 dip, which has been rare. This little alert goes off. It's like, I thought maybe Bitcoin was dumping again, but this is the only one that went off. So I'm going to show you.
There's some very strong discussion that ADA should end up about $2 by the end of the month. And there's real strong indicators because the founder of Cardano has made such a global commitment of serving in Africa and third world countries. And he now has some new partnerships, but there are some major announcements coming in February. That's really going to take this to be a very powerful product. And if you look at, trade has been in the top 5 in volume on your exchanges. So, here you got such a significant program, and you're really going to want to watch it because it's going to bring you a lot of opportunities for profit.
Absolutely. ADA's or Cardano, it was kind of down in the dumps there for a while, but it's really
it
come
did.
back.
It went flat, but they had to re-engineer. But they brought in the science, and they have brought in all these dollars to re-engineer it, and they rolled out the Shelley project, and then it got to 14 cents. I'm in it at 13.4, and I am over 5x now.
Nice. You've taken some profit, right?
Nope.
No, you got to sell part of that. What's wrong with you?
I could, but
I have to kick you off my call now.
No. This is part of my wallet. There is part of my wallet that I have I'm hodling, and I have some Cardano that I am actively day trading. But part of my hodl over here, knowing more about the projects and where they're coming from, is I am invested. I'm more invested in ADA than I am Bitcoin.
Okay. This is a little emotional for you, sounds like. So.
Well, I mean, I went into when ADA went down, I said at 14 forever.
Okay.
And it went down to what, 6 cents?
Yeah. All right. Let's get back to well, yeah, I wanted to show this because it's a really good example of a 1, 2, 3 dip. I've circled the dips here, and
but that's a great point, because if you know it's a good project, go buy the dip, and it gives you the opportunity to know that you're in a good viable project that's going to make you money. Exactly.
And that way, if it goes against you for a while, maybe you're stuck in it for a few days or even a couple of weeks, you can feel confident that it's going to come back.
A 1, 2, 3 dip, do you mean it breaks the lower Bollinger Band 3 times?
Exactly. Just like I've circled here, and then comes back up with the green.
It has to break it both ways. It has to break
Correct.
it down red and up green.
So there's the red candles here, the green, red candles, green, more red candles. Then you buy here, and then
and that's just for the lower band.
Correct. Once it breaks above this middle line, the SMA line, then the sequence is over. So,
Got it.
So with this, your first resistance would be the SMA line, maybe 3.5%. Got some more resistance up here at 5.67%, and then another set of candles I see up here to this range here, that'd be 6.64%. I'm in ADA up, so I talk about a lot. I like these Binance leverage tokens, so I bought this. So
what is that ADA up? I've heard you talk about that up before. I don't know what that is.
It's a leverage token on Binance. It gives you 2 to 3x leverage.
Oh. So
you'll notice, like when I was showing you on the ADA chart moments ago, to the SMA line there was 3%. Well, here it's more than double that, 6.8%. This resistance here is 10.5%, and then this resistance here is 12.7%. So it's about 2x on Cardano. Sometimes it gets closer to 3x. If you go on the FTX exchange, which I've been using more often, I traded ETH Bull on Sunday, and that's a straight 3x leverage on that one, but the volume is a lot less. So
the thing you will notice about the up coins though is look at the price of the coin.
Yeah, the pricing is different.
The pricing is
chart action looks the same as ADA, but the pricing is different.
And what the pricing is built into it is how much has been leveraged.
Right. So that's your classic 1, 2, 3 dip on ADA.
CJ, on those up coins, with there's no risk of getting liquidated, right? That's the advantage of those.
Right. You won't get totally liquidated, but I had this happen to me on XTZ up, where I held it for about 2.5 months, and they make adjustments in the pricing and how they evaluate it. So even though XTZ came up and went beyond to where where it was when I bought the XTZ app. I'd held it too long and the values had changed. I ended up having to sell it for a loss. So
That's one of the things I read about it. It's that, like, you don't want to hold it very long because they
no,
can
you
do-
don't. I mean, you don't have to be in and out in the same day, but you know, several weeks, it's not
Actually,
good.
it's very risky not to day trade it because the market is too active right now.
Mhm.
And if things moved away from you, it can move away in a big way. Because if they're going to do corrections, the corrections will be big.
Yeah. So, you know, this is,
yeah.
I'd say intermediate to advanced to use the, you know, the
Get your
up and-
comfort level, get your feet completely planted on the ground.
yeah, you should do several months of day trading, you know, spot trading, you know, the basics before you do that. So.
Well, I can tell you exactly what happened to me.
Okay.
Big
I know the story.
loss. Yeah. And I'm still paying for it.
Mm.
We were with Jeremy's group and he wanted us to get into EOS bull. And that market cratered in a matter of a couple hours,
Mhm.
right?
I fortunately was not in that one, but I
Yeah,
had some
well, I
others
was
that
in
went
it at
badly.
$160. Today, it is trading at less than $1.
Yeah. I had,
You know, the thing of it is the market can move away from you if you
Mhm.
don't set your alerts and know that what you're doing, these are contra bets going up or down with the market. If the market is moving and that has that continuation of, and you're going to look at your volume, but the fact that it's already leveraged at 3 times, you're either going to go 3 times for you or 3 times against you.
Right. So that's why those can be risky. And
yeah.
Connie's also talking about alerts where most traders use stop losses, but we prefer to use alerts so we can, you know, if something's going against us, we can look at it and evaluate it and see if a ladder buy would be appropriate or if we need to get out. So.
Stop loss is really hard to use on an up and down.
Yeah, I don't know if I've tried it.
It seems like the crypto market is so volatile that stops are, it's like too easy to get stopped out. Would that be accurate?
There's some truth to that. I've also there's an approach called the OCO. One cancels the other, where you can set a stop loss and then also an exit point above. It'll go either way for you. And I've had some go, you know, drop so fast that it blew past my stop loss and didn't even register, and it just kept going, and there wasn't enough time for the software to get me out. So, you know, I was stuck in something I didn't want to. But that's a good point. So I don't use stop losses enough to talk real intelligently about them, but you're right. Sometimes the market moves too fast and it'll blow through and not even crash, or it'll wick down, take you out, and then jump back up. And
I've had that happen
up.
I can't remember.
Yeah, that's no fun. I mean, you were right that it was going up, but somebody, you know, dumped something in a market sell and, you know, wicked you out. That's no fun. So, okay, well, that's probably about all I have for the coins I'm looking at tonight. I'll throw it open now to any questions you have about, you know, just about anything involving day trading, Altcoin Alert, iCoinPro, or anything we talked about tonight.
When I get back in the boat, find a different spot. I don't want to sit here and cook this up because there's a big animal trail running here.
Am I hearing somebody in the background or someone asking a question?
Nice little.
Okay.
Can we ask questions about specific coins?
Sure.
YFI, BTC.
I'm stuck in YFI up. So.
Oh, you are? Yeah, I'm kind of stuck in it right now.
All right. Here's YFI USDT. Did you want the BTC pair?
Yeah, the BTC.
Okay, I never trade those because I feel like I'm trading 2 coins. I'm just not comfortable with it, but all right, that's the chart. It had a sort of 1, 2, 3 dip almost. 1, 2. Yeah, like that would count. So this would be a really good entry point. You know, it's 6% to the SMA line. Here's some resistance here at 10%, some more at 12%.
You go against the cycle, you ain't gonna survive weather and the season.
So I kind of like it in that regard.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've got my limit set at 71.
Here,
Oh no,
Okay.
70, 82. No, 84. Jeez.
All right. So this is your exit point.
84, yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Probably hasn't been there.
Actually, it's going against everything that's going down is going down against the value of the BTC. And so its price pattern right now is because BTC is so strong.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how BTC pairs work? If they, when BTC goes up, the coins paired with BTC go down generally?
Well,
Yes.
the price in fact, what you basically are measuring is the amount of yearn YFI to how Bitcoin is, in terms of that price action today. So right now, the price action of Bitcoin is so strong that yearn's not keeping up with it. And that's all this is saying for the moment.
Makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's why you're seeing it down. That you're just not getting the same measurement of Bitcoin because it's moved so much today. Let me see how much yearn actually moved against the dollar. Yeah.
God.
So it only is like, well, of course it's, like 1.22%. So it didn't move today and Bitcoin did. So you're not getting a positive measurement.
No.
That's what's happened. But once Bitcoin doesn't have such a big movement, then you might get an opportunity to get back in positive.
Yep. Yeah, I gotta wait for it. Hopefully Elon Musk doesn't buy any more Bitcoin this week.
Yeah, it's working against Paul.
Right.
Okay. Any other questions? We're coming up on an hour, so got time for maybe one or two if you guys want to chime in with anything. All right. Well, I hope this has been useful for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. And thank you so much for showing up. It's my second Zoom call. I hope this was useful for everyone. Thanks for Connie, who's always has so much to add and is a great teacher. And we'll go ahead and end this tonight and see you. Oh, I've got a bunch of stuff in the chat. Shoot. I will learn how to be a better host, I promise.
It'll only get better.
And Frank, you seem to be dominating my screen. I'm not sure how to get me on here, but that's all right.
I see you.
Okay. All right, they're asking about a recording. I will upload this to my YouTube page, Crypto CJ's Trading Odyssey, and it'll be available, for anybody to look at. All right. What country do you enter through your VPN? Dave asks. I'm in Vancouver, Canada. Takeoff A. That's where I trade from. So Toronto is my backup.
Mexico works too. I enter Mexico.
Yeah. If I know the answer to the question, I'll try to answer it. If I don't, I'll skip it. Or maybe ask Connie.
I do have one question.
Okay.
I traded into Gollum based on the AA alert,
Okay.
and I made some money on it, like 30%. But the interesting thing is,
Wow.
the number has not changed. That entire line, it's showing the 13 cents.
Man.
And it has not changed in 3 weeks. And
Okay, I wonder if that coin is something else now. Sometimes they change and Altcoin Alert gets behind in updating it, but I've seen that happen. I saw that we talked about Elrond earlier tonight, and I've seen it as both ERD and EGLD in Altcoin Alert.
Well, you can
So
buy
maybe
each
it's
one.
something like that.
You can buy Elrond still. They just,
Yeah.
they took, I think it was 3,000 Elrond, made in the EGLD,
Mm-hmm.
is how they changed over, but the Golem is still trading regularly.
Okay. Not sure what's happening with that. And I mentioned earlier, the AA scores do have some value, but I tend to use it, as more of like a third or fourth confirmation with, as opposed to the trading activity in the 1 hour projections. So, okay, JCC asked about an extender. That's the fib extension tool I was using earlier when the coin's towards the all-time high. I'll talk. You can also look up fib extender in Crypto CJ and YouTube, and you'll find other videos where I've talked about that tool. The recording will be, you can just find it on my website or my YouTube page, Crypto CJ. Elma says we're too advanced. It's okay. Hang in there. You'll pick up. Why USDT and not USD? It's a good question from Lynn. USDT is the primary stable coin that traders use. It's the most popular. And that's why I use it. But some people prefer USDC, which is the Coinbase Pro option, and they have USD as well. On FTX, I trade both USD and USDT. So,
On the American exchanges, USD is more typical than USDT.
right.
You have more pairings for it.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
No, I don't have videos, but I'd be willing to do one-on-ones with anybody who wants to have some basics and start from scratch.
yeah, Connie should have videos, but she doesn't.
Yeah. But I would offer, and so if anybody wants just to start from some basics and start from scratch, I'd be willing to host a couple times.
Okay.
And I do have a Zoom room, so anyway.
Yeah, you guys have my email. If you want to talk to Connie too, I'll just email me and I'll give you her contact information. I don't know if you want to broadcast it now, Connie. So.
Oh, sure. I don't care.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and put it in the chat? Are there transfer fees when you move USDT or USDC between exchanges?
Yes.
Yes. I don't think they're huge, but I don't usually do that. Usually I buy Bitcoin and move Bitcoin, but
Crypto.com charges
okay.
$9
Oh,
to move US dollar coin off.
I'm a KYC, a black hole. I can't get approved on anything that has KYC, it seems like. So I was rejected by that one. Cash App rejected me. I guess I don't look enough like my license.
Then.
Yeah.
New York?
No, I don't, but I'm from Arizona, but.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, there's Connie's email, and dang, she put her phone number in there. She really wants to help. So actually,
I do get calls, I've been helping Frankie, and especially because I have been on all the platforms. I've been on iCoinPro, I have been on AA. So I can support you to the best of my ability.
Well, there you have it.
And I did a lot of training. I started people off from scratch on iCoinPro. To take them, just to even introduce them all the way through, so they have a basic understanding of what they would even see in the videos. So I know those tools. But the biggest thing is to know that the market right now, you could be in a better timing to be here.
That's right.
And it's early, even though sometimes the prices seem high and they've moved and they advanced on you really quickly. Like they say, the adoption, and this is why the institutions are coming in now, is because they now see the value of technology and the imprint. I mean, these companies have spent billions of dollars building these infrastructures inside these projects. And it boggles my mind. And I'm really willing to get into this because of my grandkids. I want to see what their future is going to be like. You know, I'm already retired. And I'll be honest, I'm going to be 74 this year. And I don't
No
look
way.
yeah. No gray hair. This my hair's not colored. And you know, I don't feel it.
Something about crypto trading keeps people young.
Amen. That must be it.
But you know, the thing about it is, it's the viability and how our future generations are going to just explode with all this wonderful technology and these brilliant minds. It's so inspiring. And we need to learn from these people. They have so much to share with us. So yeah, I'm awestruck. And I'm passionate about it now. So I want to help everybody else to have that kind of passion.
Amen. So we got to wrap this up. We're over an hour now. Thank you so much for helping out Connie and everybody for their questions and their attendance. And we will see you next Monday night. Have a good night.
Thanks a lot, CJ.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Thanks.